Hey everybody, what I want to do in this video is show you how to create this kitchen that I have demonstrated right here. So we're going to kind of go through the steps to bring in the base cabinets, the upper cabinets, some of the like refrigerator, the range hood, all that good stuff, right? So I don't know if we'll get to the floor. That was kind of a little extra thing, but let's get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to File. I'm gonna go to New. I'm gonna create a new project, but I don't want to use this Imperial Multi-Discipline template. No, we're gonna go to Browse. I'm gonna go to Residential Default. I'm gonna click Open. I'm gonna click OK. Make sure it says Project here, not a template. We're gonna click OK. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go to my levels. I'm gonna just double click on South Elevations over here. So you see we have all these levels that we don't need all this. So I'm going to select these down here, hit the delete key on my keyboard. They gone, right? We don't need the foundation. I don't need the second floor. I need the first floor, and I need the roof. So the roof, I don't want it to be 18 feet, right? We're gonna bring this down. So I'm gonna left click on the number here, not the roof. We want that, but I'm gonna click on the number. It says 18 feet. We don't want that, so I'm gonna make this, should we make it 8 or 9? Let's make it 8 feet. All right, so there we go with that. So that's really all we need to do with the levels. So now I can go back to my first floor. Let me get rid of these. This is my other drawing that I had open, so I don't need that. I don't need that. So I don't want to save it. Yeah, I didn't really do anything to it, but I'll save it anyway. Okay. All right, so we changed our levels in the south view. I don't need that, so I'm gonna close out of that. So we're in our first floor view. We have nothing here, right? So what I want to do is I'm going to create some basic walls. I'm going to go to walls architectural. I'm going to use the basic generic 6-inch. The top constraint, I don't want that unconnected. I want it to go up to my roof level. And where you see location line, I don't want to draw from the center lines. I want to draw from the finished face interior on this particular one. And I think all that rest of that is good. So I'm just gonna basically just kind of left click, drag a line to the right. I don't know, about 9'6". I'm gonna go straight up. This is gonna be, so my base cabinet depth is gonna be 24 inches. So I want this to be probably, let's make this 3 feet. I'm gonna go to the right. I forgot what that was. 14 feet 1. I think it was 14 feet. Space 1. 14 space 1. Enter. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go down. I forgot what that dimension was. That was probably, I don't know, 16. Let's go 16. Now we're to the right. We're gonna go over to the right. I don't know, maybe 10 feet. Hit the escape key. So there is our basic wall. So I'm not gonna draw the whole house. We just need the walls that kind of apply to our kitchen. So then what I wanna do is I'm gonna zoom in, and usually probably what you wanna do is before you start bringing in your kitchen paraphernalia, I would kind of sketch it out on a sheet of paper first. Just know that base cabinets, wall cabinets, they come in 3-inch intervals. Standard sizes, kind of starting with 9-inch all the way up to say 48 inches. So they come in, like I said, 3-inch intervals. Generally try to avoid having a 9-inch wide cabinet because you really can't put anything in there. So the first one I'm going to do, and I'm going to start with what's called a filler, because I don't want my base cabinet kind of opening up into the wall right here. So I am going to go to Insert, Load Autodesk Family. I'm going to go to casework. I'm going to look for filler. So make sure you grab the base cabinet filler here. Click load. And I'm going to kind of place this somewhere. Oh, I'm still in my wall command. I want to go to architecture, component, place component. Here's my filler. I'm just kind of plop this in somewhere. And that's going to be, so it brings it in as 3 inches. Hit the escape key. I want to click it. I want to change this to 2 inches for my width. So I need to put to the in symbol, hit enter, and I can move this. I'm going to click on the move command. I want to move from this corner to this corner. So we're starting off with our 2-inch filler. Then I want to bring a 24-inch wide base cabinet. So again, I'm going to architecture, component. I don't want the filler anymore. So on my properties, I'm going to look for a 24-inch base cabinet. So base cabinet, single door and drawer is 24 inches. So I'm going to click on that one. I'm going to place this next to my filler, like so. You can kind of tell which is the front and back because you have the arrows that are going to be in the front of your cabinet, like where the door is, where the drawers are. So that's kind of how you can kind of tell. And then, so the next one I want is a 30-inch. So I'm going to hit the escape key a couple of times, go to component. I'm going to look for a 30-inch base cabinet. So this one is going to be up in the 2-door, the double door, 2-drawer. Click on 30. Again, I'm going to place it right next to the other one that I just put in. Bam. Click modify. That's the easiest way to get out of a command. And then what I want to do is bring in a 36-inch double sink cabinet. But what I'm going to do is, I know it's not in the component, so I'm going to go to insert, load out as family. We're in base cabinets here. Scroll down to where you see, you're going to see base cabinet in sink unit. We want the one to the left of it. And I just know that's it. So you can't really tell it, but if you kind of hover your mouse, you can see it's a double door sink unit. So I'm going to click on that. Click load. Go to architecture, component. I want a 36-inch wide double door sink unit, 36-inch wide. Place that next to my other ones right there. Hit modify. And so usually next to your sink, you want to have maybe a dishwasher. So I'm going to go to component. I'm going to look for a dishwasher. Let's see if there's a dishwasher in here. So here's a dishwasher. What the one I want, blah, 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 blah. The one I want is 24 by 24 by 34. That'll work. Just going to place it next to my sink there. Hit the modify. Now you're probably like, I don't see any cabinets here. They're just dashed lines. So if you go to your 3D view, you can kind of see what we got going on here. So there's our cabinets. There's our opening for our double sink, which we hadn't put our sink in yet, but it's there. And then we're gonna have our dishwasher there. So let me go back to my first floor. So to the right of our dishwasher is going to be a 27-inch base cabinet. May not have that one. We might have to make that. So we don't want the sink. So it does have a 27-inch sink unit, but we already have a sink. We don't want that one. We're looking for a 27-inch base cabinet double door or a 27-inch single drawer. What I'm gonna do is, let's see, where is that located? Yeah, I want to learn how to talk. I want to bring in a double door and 2-drawer, but so since we don't have a 27-inch wide, I'm gonna bring in a 30 and kind of place it over here. I'm gonna right click, hit cancel, right click, cancel again. So I wanted to edit this, so I'm gonna left click to select it. Right, so we have a 30, but I want a 27. So I'm gonna go to edit type. I'm gonna click on duplicate. Make sure you do that. I'm gonna change this to 27 inches. And then where it says width, we're gonna change this right now. It says 2'6", which is 30 inches. I'm gonna change this to just 27 inches. Make sure you type in 27 inches. You don't want just type in 27 because you're gonna get a 27 foot wide cabinet. Nobody wants one of those. Actually, that's kind of cool. Anyway, 27 inches for the width. Hit apply, hit OK. Now we're gonna have to move it over. I'm gonna click on move, zoom in, grab the corner, move it over to that corner. And so next what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish this off with another 2-inch filler. So actually I could click this one. If I click this one and do a copy, I'm gonna copy it from this corner, left corner, to this left corner. Bam, there we go. So there's that row, right? And now we want to turn this corner and put some cabinetry on this wall. And so these two cabinets aren't, when you open them up, they're not smacking into each other, the doors. I'm gonna put another 2-inch filler. I'm gonna select this. I wanna copy this one. I'm gonna copy, just left click somewhere. I'm gonna move it over, like not move it, but copy it over here. Rotate, cancel, hit modify to get out of there. So I brought it way over here because we need to rotate this. So if I left click it, go to rotate. So I'm just gonna select up here straight. And I wanna rotate it to the right, 90 degrees. Click it. See, our arrows are over here, so we know that's the front. So now what I want to do is move. And I'm going to move it from this left corner here. And I want to move it to this corner here. So they're kind of like going like that. So you have a 2-inch filler here, 2-inch filler there. There's an empty gap in there. Our countertop's going to go over the top of that and cover up that little cubby hole. So next one, I need to bring in an 18-inch wide base cabinet. So go to components, look for an 18-inch wide base cabinet. I also want to say, make sure in our kitchen we're using base cabinets, upper cabinets. Don't grab the vanity cabinets because these are bathroom cabinets. They're a little bit smaller or not as deep as base cabinets in our kitchen. So anyway, I digress. So I was looking for an 18-inch wide, which is going to be base cabinet, single door and drawer, 18-inch. Now it's not going the orientation that I want, so I'm going to hit the space bar. Don't hit it, but just kind of press lightly. It may be backwards. I think I'm going to go press it once and twice again. I think that's what I want. If I place it in, yeah, you can see the arrows are here. I just kind of knew that from experience, really. So there's that 18-inch. Now what I need is I'm going to bring in the range. So go to component, place component, range, look for the range. Did I pass it up? If it's in alphabetical order, there it is, range. So which range do I want? I'm gonna bring in the 30 by 26. And I know that double line you see at the top, that's the back of the range. So I'm gonna hit the space bar until that's on the right side like that. I'm just gonna place it up next to my cabinet there. Hit modify. And on the other end, I want another 18-inch cabinet. So I'm just gonna select this one. I'm gonna make a copy. And I wanna copy it from, let's grab it from this top right corner and place it at the corner of this range there. We got that going on. And then we have a refrigerator over here, which will, if you're like me, the refrigerator, that's the most important item in the kitchen because, you know, that's where all the snacks are held. That's what I'm all about, snacks. But we're going to leave that for now because that's going to cover up a lot of our stuff. Well, so we'll bring that in last. We don't want to bring that in and let it get in our way. So now what I want to do is I need to bring in my countertop. So we're looking for an L-shaped countertop with a 90-degree, yeah, I guess L-shape is 90-degree, right? An L-shaped countertop with a sink opening in it. So what I want to do is go to, we might have one of the components, but I'm going to go to Inserts, load out of this family, and countertops. I don't think, yeah, this is cabinetry. I'll go back to casework. We want to go, I'm going to casework, countertops, look for an L shape with a sink. So here's an L-shaped countertop with a sink. There's all different kinds. I want this one here, the countertop L-shaped with sink. Yeah, hit load. See, yeah, there was already one there. That's okay. I'm just gonna overwrite the existing version. And let me go to my architecture components. I'm gonna look for that. Look for that countertop. A, B, C, D. Countertop here. Shape with a sinkhole. So notice it's going the wrong way. So what I want to do is I just want to kind of flip it, right? So I'm going to left click to place it. And where you see these arrows here, I'm going to click this horizontal version of arrows and that'll flip it this way, which is what we want. I'm going to click on modify to get out of that. So now I can take this and kind of move it. So what I want to do is, let me hit modify. I want to move this countertop to where this corner is in that corner. So I'm going to left click to select it. I want to go to move. I'm going to zoom in, grab this corner, zoom out a little bit. I'm going to kind of pan over, click it against this corner here, and then hit the modify arrow thingy. So now if we looked at this, you can see that it's kind of in the direction we want. It's in the corner, but I think if I look at a 3D view, you can kind of see that. Let me add some coloring to this so you can kind of see what we got going on. So first of all, our countertop doesn't go all the way to the ends. It's going right through our range. The opening for the sink isn't where we want it. So let's work on that. So I'm gonna go back to my first floor. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna left click on my countertop that we just, countertop we brought in. Now, how do we move the end? So you see those little arrows here. So the end of this is hanging over our stove here. So if I click this arrow and kind of drag it, you kind of see that line move. So I want that countertop to end right about there. If I zoom out, I can hit the align. So let me go to align. I want to align it to this, and I want that to move there. I'm gonna hit the lock. Hit modify up here. And then I'm gonna move this line over to this wall. So again, if I click on it, grab this arrow and drag it over to that line. That one was kind of easy. So we still have our sink opening here, but I'm gonna leave that right there for now because what I wanna do now is bring in my sink. And then when I bring the sink in, we'll edit it a little bit, then I'll know where that opening needs to be, right? So I'm gonna go up to architecture, component, place component. I'm gonna look for a double sink, which I don't know if there's one here. A double sink. It's under sinks. All right, there's sink, kitchen double, 42 by 21. Now that's way bigger than what we want, but we can bring it in and we can modify it. So I'm gonna left click this 42 by 21. I'm gonna bring it in somewhere. It's gonna go right over in here. hit the modify. So you can kind of see it's hanging outside of our cabinet that we have. So I'm gonna click it. I'm gonna click it. I can't talk. I'm gonna click it. We're gonna go to edit type. I'm going to hit duplicate. I want to change this to, I wrote this down, 33 inches by 22 inches. Click OK. So that just changed the name. That didn't change the actual size. So the countertop height, that's 3 feet. That's what we want. The depth is going to be, that's the 22. So 22 inches. The width is going to be 33 inches. And then hit apply. Hit OK. Now you kind of see that it kind of shrunk our sink. So I'm just going to kind of left click. I want to move this to kind of the center of this opening here. What I really want to do, yeah. I want to, can I center this thing here? So let me see if I can align. I want to align to, not there. Where is it at? That's the center of my sink. I want the center of this, that's the center of the cabinet, I think, maybe. That one to here. No, that's not it. Let me look at a 3D view. This is a little bit trickier. Let me go back to my first floor. I'm just gonna kind of nudge this thing over. I'm just gonna eyeball it. All right, don't yell at me. I just kind of eyeballed it, right? Okay, that works for me. Oh, so then what I want to do is go to the opening here of my countertop. And you kind of see these arrows here. So I'm going to drag this over here to where that sink is, or that side. Click this one, drag it over to that one, and drag this one down to line up here. Drag this one to line up to the back. So now let's take a look and see what we got 3D. Yeah, that looks good. So now you can see our countertop is not going through our sink wells there. This countertop goes all the way to our oven or our range. So but we need one more countertop to slap on top of this cabinet here. So we're gonna go back to our first floor. I'm gonna look for architecture component. Look for just a regular flat countertop. I don't know if there's going to be one, but I'm going to take a look anyway. There's an L-shaped. I don't see one. So let me go up to Insert, Load Out of this family. I'm still in countertops. I'm going to grab this very first one here. There's nothing going on. There's no sinks, no turns, no nothing. Just a straight piece. Now notice it's going the wrong way, so I'm gonna hit the space bar. I wanna flip it like this. I'm gonna zoom in and place it at this corner. Modify out. I'm just gonna left click it. I'm gonna drag this line all the way to here. Now usually this piece will hang off about an inch, just like it did in the front here. So you might grab this arrow and just kind of drag it out like so. Now let's take a look and see what we got 3D. Yeah, there we go. So there's all our base cabinets. I think that's good for now. Yeah, but we're 25 minutes in or so. I think I'm gonna stop the video here and make another one to where we'll add the upper cabinets, which is kind of similar. Because you want your upper cabinets to be the same width as the ones the base cabinets are below when you can. Now the corner is going to be a little bit different. And the wall cabinets or upper cabinets are 12 inches deep instead of 24 inches deep like our base cabinets are. So they're a little bit different, but like I said, I'll stop the video here, save what you got. We'll come back, we'll add the upper cabinets in the next video. All right, peace.